Compass says Zillow is violating antitrust laws. Zillow says Compass is hiding listings. But what if they're both missing the point? Let's talk about the real fight happening in real estate right now and why it affects who gets to buy a home and who never even sees it. Hi, I'm Chris Rainwaters, your favorite real estate witch, and today we're pulling back the curtain on a lawsuit that's way deeper than it looks. Because this isn't just a fight between two tech giants, it's a fight about access, about who gets to see listings, and about how private exclusives might sound like a luxury strategy, but in practice, well, they look a lot like modern day redlining. Let's get into it. So what's happening? Today, on June 23rd, 2025, Compass filed a federal lawsuit against Zillow, claiming that Zillow's new listing ban policy is anti-competitive and violates antitrust law. So here's the deal. Zillow's policy says that if a listing appears anywhere else publicly, like a private website, but not on Zillow, within 24 hours, they'll block it permanently from their platform, and Trulia too. Compass says that this unfairly forces agents to use Zillow. It limits innovation and it hurts sellers who want private marketing. Zillow says it's about fairness. They argue Compass is trying to keep listings secret until the right buyer, usually someone in their exclusive network, am I right, gets first dibs. So let's cut through the corporate spin here. This lawsuit is not just about competition. It's about whether housing access should be public or private. So here's the problem. Private exclusives sound innocent, but they are dangerous. They're marketed as a way to protect seller privacy, a strategy to test pricing, or a tool for luxury clients or celebrities. But in practice, they hide inventory from the open market. And when listings are only shared within an agent's internal network, that network often reflects the agent's own social circle, which can be racially, culturally, and economically homogenous. Even if no one is intending to discriminate, entire buyer groups get left out. So this is why this matters. In 2020, 5 years ago, a massive Newsday investigation revealed widespread steering and discrimination in the real estate industry. In response, NAR created the Clear Cooperation Policy. So if you publicly market a listing, you must add it to the MLS within 1 business day. This was meant to make housing more accessible to everyone, not just, who your agent knows. But platforms like Compass, they found a workaround. Call it a private exclusive, market it just quietly enough, and keep it off Zillow, Redfin, and the MLS. Okay, so here's where it gets messy. Compass is right that Zillow's move might reduce competition in the listing space, but Compass is also using private exclusives to control who gets access. Zillow says it's about transparency, but they're not a charity. They want every listing on their site so they can generate leads, monetize traffic, and stay king of the clicks, and get their whopping 40% of each deal. For more on that, I've linked a previous video that breaks down how big platforms like Zillow and Redfin are siphoning money away from the local economies they claim to serve. It'll also pop up in the Watch Next bubble at the end of this video. So anyway, let's be honest. Neither company is fighting for the buyer here. They're fighting for control. So what does this mean for everyone? Agents, buyers, and sellers. Whether you're in the industry or just dreaming of buying a home one day, this affects you. For agents, you need to be crystal clear on fair housing laws. Even well-meaning strategies like promoting in-house listings first can unintentionally limit access and open the door to liability. For buyers, if you're relying on Zillow alone, you're not seeing the whole picture. And if your agent is only showing or pushing you what their firm has listed or what they'll get a bigger cut from, you could be missing out on better options just beyond that bubble. Not necessarily out of malice either, but because the system incentivizes it. For sellers, you deserve options. But be cautious of strategies that sound exclusive but actually shrink your buyer pool. Not only could it mean fewer offers, it could also open you up to fair housing liability if your listing ends up being shown only to certain groups of people, even unintentionally. Because if your agent's marketing plan limits who sees your home, you're the one on the deed ultimately, and that could make you the target of a lawsuit. So what's the most ethical move here? The most ethical real estate happens where listings are publicly accessible, not hidden behind exclusive networks or private VIP lists. Every serious buyer should have a chance to see what's available, period. Agents use IDX websites that show real-time MLS data. So what does this mean if you're a buyer or a seller? The MLS, or Multiple Listing Service, is the official database where real estate agents list homes for sale. It's the most accurate, up-to-date source of housing inventory. But regular consumers can't access the MLS directly. That's where IDX comes in. It stands for Internet Data Exchange. IDX websites are agent-run or brokerage-run search sites that pull directly from the MLS in real time. So when you're searching on an IDX site, you're seeing the same data that agents see. No delays, no bait listings, no fake homes that sold months ago. Zillow, Redfin, and Trulia, they pull some data from the MLS, but they also mix in paid placements, delayed feeds, and pre-market strategies designed to drive ad revenue, not help you find your dream home, like pre-foreclosures. IDX cuts through all that noise. Agents work to expand opportunity, not gatekeep it. That means showing all available homes that meet your criteria, regardless of who listed them. It means not prioritizing their own listings or company inventory at the expense of your best interest. It means honoring fair housing, not just legally, but ethically, because Compass and Zillow can fight over clicks and control all day long. But for buyers, sellers, and agents who care about integrity, transparency, access, and equity should always come first. If you found this helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this, especially if you're in real estate or looking to buy. Want the real truth about how the system works and how to navigate it with power and integrity? Head to therealestatewitch.com for blogs and to search real estate listings, or follow me here for more videos like this one, because not all villains live in fairy tales. Some just live in the suburbs.